Epic Conversation. What's happening? I'm back with another one. What I've been doing with these videos, Epic Conversation, Bible study for niggas. What this is I've received revelation. I've received some understanding about the Bible, religion, the God of this world, and how the God of this world is worshiped. I believe that the God of this world, the one that people call the Lord, that this is Satan. And I believe that the Bible reveals this, that the Bible describes that this is Satan, and the purpose of the Bible is to reveal this. And so I've been coming with different videos, different topics, showing people in the Bible how it's being exposed that the one that's called the Lord is actually Satan. And I know it's a wild premise to just get right into how you just gonna say that this, but there's really like, if you look at what's going on, everything is being revealed, everything is coming to the light, and a lot of what you've been taught is good, is really backwards. A lot of what you've been taught is healthy, is toxic. A lot of the ways and traditions, and I'm gonna show you in the Bible where they came from. How the Bible says Satan deceived the whole world, got everybody. He deceived everybody. I'm gonna show you how. So get your Bible, like the old school preachers used to say back in the day. Get your Bibles, cause today I'm gonna touch on Revelation chapter 8. I'm gonna show you what's going on in the heavenly court. And what I'm going to show you in the book of Revelation is taking place before the creation story in Genesis. And it's also going to describe to you what Satan did before he fell, what he was doing in heaven, and what he did that caused the fall. And we're going to look into that. And we might sidetrack a little bit when we touch on that, because it's something else I want to break down when we look at his fall that's revealed in Revelation chapter 8. And it was another topic I want to touch on, but those are the two main ones. So let's get right to it. Again, this is Epic Conversation, a Bible study for niggas. If you got it, man, break you some gas down, roll you up a blunt. As soon as I get through, I'm finna bust me some down and roll me some up myself. But light it if you got it already rolled. You know what I'm saying? Light you some up, pour you some wine, pour you a stiff shot, and sit back and get this game, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to be dressed up. You don't got to be part of no congregation. This just something for those that may want to understand more about the Bible from a different level, different angle, and something about the religion ain't never sit right with you. All the traditions and the rituals, and you wonder why you never get a satisfactory answer. Why these rituals? Why we gotta do this, that, and the third? I'm finna break down. Go watch my other videos, but this one right here, I think it's gonna be real an eye opener. And it's been on me for a few days to bring it. So let me get right into it. This is Revelations. I got the book with me today. One of these days we're gonna get real we had the words to play across the screen when I'm in the background, but right now I'm old school. I'm finna read this book and I'm finna break down what I read. The seventh seal and the golden censer. Revelation chapter 8. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. And I saw the seven angels who stand before God, and to them were given seven trumpets. Another angel, so a little preface, the seventh seal, there were seven seals in a book that's written, and it's a scroll, and someone had to break these seals, and once these seals began to be broken, revelations began to come. And one thing about the book of Revelation, man, I hate the way I'm starting kind of choppy here, but one thing about the book of Revelation is when we go into the spiritual realm, what's being described is outside of time. Spiritual realm, ain't no sun to measure time with, ain't no bodies to grow old. It's outside of time. So the events that are described in the book of Revelation, or if it's described taking place in the spiritual realm, even though we might read it, one thing happening right after the other, the way that it plays out in time may be thousands of years between each event. Uh, and I'm pointing this out because what I'm about to read, I'm gonna read this and then I'm just gonna break it down. But just keep in mind that we are in the spiritual realm. We are outside of time. And I'm gonna read to you a series of events, but the measurement of those events, the time that it takes for these events to play out, we can't measure because there's no way to measure time in the spiritual realm. But we need to keep this in mind so we won't always get caught up in the concept of end time, like everything that we read in Revelation is taking place at the end of time. It's just taking place in time. We need to really wrap our mind around it. It's going on right now. But let me read it. Another angel who had a golden censer came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense to offer. Now hold on, let me read. When he opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. And I saw the seven angels who stand before God, and to them were given seven trumpets. Another angel who had a golden censer came and stood at the altar. He was given much incense to offer with the prayers of all the saints on the golden altar before the throne. The smoke of the incense together with the prayers of the saints went up before God from the angel's hand. Then the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar, and hurled it on the earth. And there came peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. Then the seven angels who had the seven trumpets prepared to sound them. I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to break something down. So that's describing what took place in the heavenly courts. Revelation chapter 8 says that once the seventh seal was broken, this is what was revealed. In heaven, an angel had a golden censer. And he came to offer in one of the, like the King James version, it said that this smoke in this golden censer represented the prayers and the praise of all the saints. This one angel was to give this golden censer of this golden, and the smoke that came up from it symbolically represented all the prayers and praise of the saints. This is this angel that's in charge of giving this praise. This is Lucifer. This is him. He just said, the Bible say, the angel took the censer, filled it with fire from the altar. He profaned it. He profaned it. The praise. And then hurled it onto the earth. Profane, got some fire, profaned the praise, and hurled it down. This was the praise that was due to God. The prayers and the praise that was due to God. It was this angel's responsibility to take it and present it. And the smoke and it would come up out of his hand and go up. Yeah, but he took it, put fire from the altar onto the censer, and he hurled it to the earth. And it says, the Bible says, and there came peals of thunder, rumblings, and flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. And then right after that, the seven angels who had the seven trumpets prepared to sound. Because after he did that, he was tripping. That wasn't what was supposed to be done. Prepare to sound the alarm. Ring the alarm. He up here tripping. But let's dig deep. Let's dig deep. Because I don't think a lot of people, I've never heard a Christian church break this particular incident down and reveal that this is Lucifer that's doing this, and that this particular set of events took place before mankind hit the scene. That the war in heaven took place, and Satan and his angels lost their place in heaven. All this happened before mankind was created. Now, the time that the time from this angel taking this golden censer, filling it with fire, and throwing it to the earth. And the first trumpet sounding, we don't know. It could have been 1,000 years. Even though it happened right after he did it, boom, the next thing was the angel sounded the alarm with the trumpets. As far as in our time, human time, in time, we don't know how to measure the period in between the time of him throwing the golden censer down in the first trumpet. Likewise, the time in between the first trumpet and the second trumpet, though it happened, we read it verse back to back, verse to verse, it may have transpired here in time over thousands of years. But that's one. Two, this you know why you know this Satan. Now you know well that wasn't supposed. If this is the prayers and praise of all the saints and it was supposed to be given to God, you know it wasn't supposed to fire from the altar taken to it and it be hurled down to earth. You know that what was supposed to be done. But we know we have this backstory of Lucifer, Satan, wanting to be worshipped and wanting to take the place of God, and there being a war in heaven. I continue Revelation chapter 8. This is how he kicked it off. This is the darkness over the face of the deep. Because this praise, and I said in another video, all praise belong to God. This is why this was such a profound, huge lightnings and thunderings in the heavens. It wasn't supposed to happen. All praise belong to God. It's his. But this angel took the praise that was supposed to go to God and threw it down to the earth. Right? Now, Satan mean adversary. Lucifer mean light giver. But when he stopped being the light giver, when he stopped giving the praise and wanting to get the praise to go to the Creator, he became the adversary. He became Satan. So with that, I need you to understand your haters. Because the original hater just gave you the original hater blueprint. You did to how all haters hate. And anytime you encounter this, know you're dealing with a demon, a devil, a hater, real life. So what do? They don't want you to get your due. They don't want you to get your recognition. They know it's your recognition. They know it's your due. They know you put it down. They know you earned it. They know it's rightfully yours, but they don't want to see you have it. They might not even want it for themselves. They just don't want you to have it. That was the MO from the beginning. That's how Satan operated. The praise that was due to God, that it belonged to, he didn't want him to have it. He didn't want God to have that praise. And so when he threw it down to the earth, we got praise here on earth. When we got people here on earth wanting to be praised ones. I say now we got this divine heavenly praise on earth. That's all praise is God's. So and with that understood, let me teach you how to praise. We should never seek praise for ourselves. If you do something that's a blessing to me, that's beneficial to me, I don't praise you. What I should do is thank God for you. When I give my praise and I pray to God, I thank God for you. I thank God that he sent you to me. I thank God that you exist. I thank God that you came into my life. I thank God for you. It's the proper way to give, whether I do that to myself or I tell you, hey man, boy, I thank God for you. However it play out. But this is the proper way to praise, because all praise, we really need to understand this. Is God, it's our Father's, it's his. It's rightfully his, it belongs to him. And to try to keep it for ourselves, we overstepping our bounds. We acting like a hater, because that's not our praise. That's his praise. Let him have his due. Don't withhold. That's what haters do. Have you felt the frustration of knowing you put in work, knowing you created something, knowing you started something, knowing you've been, I'm talking about storm down, 10-toe down, front lining on it, and people seeing you doing it and don't want to give you no credit, no due, no recognition for what you done. They'll give it to somebody else before they give it to you. That's the hater. That's what Satan did in the beginning. So He took the praise that was it was his responsibility to give this praise up, and for whatever reason he felt like, hey, I should have this praise, or he shouldn't have this praise. Either one, because it's kind of how it play out. This is the original hater move, Revelation chapter 8. He was supposed to get that praise up, and he threw it, and I don't want him to have that praise. Anybody, give it to anybody but him. Don't give him that praise. I can't give it to him. So we got the praise that's rightfully God's thrown down to this earth, and we have human beings. We end up seeking and wanting praise for ourselves. Get bent out of shape when we don't get none. All praises due to God, and it should should be given to God. And if we put in the work that He gave us to do, He said He'll glorify us. We don't have to seek it for ourselves. He know the work that we doing. He gonna glorify you. He'll give you some. Here goes some praise right here. But it's His. It got to come to Him first. Got to come from Him if you want some. But so yeah, if you appreciate people, thank God for, if somebody bless you, thank God for them. They are God's work too. But yeah, so anytime you in somebody don't want to give you credit for the work that you did, they want to downplay the credit that's due you for the work that you did. No, you're dealing with a real live hater. And that's the MO. That in the false narrative, because he got a third of the angels to ride with him, when he wanted to withhold the praise that was rightfully due to our Father. He got some angels to co-sign that. Yeah. He don't deserve that praise. We really the ones did all the work. He think cause he thought of the idea that some of that praise is really ours. And so now what's going on? We down here in this world, getting the praise that's rightfully our Father's and giving it back to Him, and we dealing with these demons that don't want our Father to have His praise. They want to give it to anybody but our Father, who it rightfully belongs to. They don't want Him to have it. So what we deal with in this world is, look at me, hey, praise me. It's all our fathers though. I don't care, Muhammad, Jesus, David, Moses, it's not theirs. It's God's. All of it. And the original problem from what we just read in Revelation chapter 8 is the angel that was supposed to give it up, he threw it down. That's how we got caught up in this praise thing, thinking that we supposed to have some. And also on this side, that's how your hater operate. Your hater is someone that's going to try to discredit you. That know that credit is due you for what you done and don't want you to have it. That's the original hater move. He want to try to take credit for what our Father did. So when he threw the praise down, I can because right after that, you see that the next thing, Revelation 8, chapter 8, verse 6, then the seven angels who had the seven trumpets prepared to sound them. Something went down. But I never heard a church preach in Revelation chapter 8 that what went down was described, it was Satan rebelling. They just describe it as some stuff that took place in the end of time in the book of Revelation. This is how some stuff is going to play out. But through the light of our Father and our God, He revealed to me that, no, baby, this what I'm showing y'all in Revelation chapter 8 is the beginning of Satan's rebellion. And this stuff took place before human beings hit the scene. And the very next thing that happened, because, once he hit the scene, he was wrath and he knew his time was short. You got trumpets sounding while he's here. So we waiting on the end time for some whole lot of stuff to happen at the end of time. We need to wake up to the fact that it's happening now, and it's been happening since before we got here. But we are in time. And it's hard to really wrap your brain around it. I said it before, you hit the light switch on an atomic level, time is different than it is on our level. You hit the light switch, it's dark in the room, boom, the light cut on. Seemed like it was instantaneous on the level that we on, but on an atomic level, It was eons and generations of atoms that lived and died and reproduced en route to light that room. But because of the level that we on, it seemed instantaneous down on that level. It took a whole long time. But the process was a simple flipping of the switch. This is the same thing in the spiritual realm. And so we need to, it's not something that's going to happen at the end of time one day. It's happening now. It's been happening for a long time. And the next time I get on this thing, I want to show you how much further we are along. There's an angel that's going to be described as Apollyon, the destroyer. He's called this angel is called the destroyer, and he's given the keys to the bottomless pit. This angel has already came through. He took the firstborn of the Egyptians. You go back and read your book, he's called the destroyer. That's what this angel is called. So this stuff is deep. And this is the tip of the iceberg. I just wanted to break down that Revelation, I'm gonna say from 8 to chapter 12 is describing events. Some of the events, not everything, but the events described are before time, during creation, and also after. But the majority of it has already happened. Like the vast majority of what we read in the book has happened. That's why they refer to these times as the end times, because a lot of the stuff that we read in Revelation, this stuff has already taken place. But every hater, oh yeah, this is something else. Anointed ones, chosen ones. It's not gonna be many of us in the same place at the same time, because I guess it's like it's rules in this battle, in this war, and because one of us, one chosen one, a little bit of light can chase away a lot of darkness. We kind of get spread out in this life among different cultures, different environments, different circumstances. We can't all be gathered because we got light to spread. We got a message to spread. We got eyes to open. The seals have been broken. Nothing is hidden anymore. Now it's just about spreading the gospel, spreading the good news. Hey, wake up. You've been lied to. You've been worshiping the demon. That's why you participate in blood sacrifice once a week and commemorate it. It's human blood sacrifice, and it's abomination to our Father. He wants life, and abundant life, and he never speaks to us of death. That's something that the God of this world, I really want to go there. Hey y'all, the God of this world, he say worship me or else. Worship me or I'm gonna burn you forever and ever. He do a lot of hooping and hollering and cursing and spitting. But our Father, the true creator, he don't got to do all that because he's God. He's really God. Like I'm God without your praise, worship, recognition. I'm God still. And we have this false concept of God, of being vengeful and wrathful. And because of this, we have this false concept of manhood. That's bravado and beat your chest, rah, rah, rah. When he said, God said my voice wasn't, when he told Elijah to go and I'm going to feed you with the crows, hide out from Jezebel, he said the whirlwind came by. He wasn't in the whirlwind, and the firestorm came by. He wasn't in the firestorm. And the earthquake, he wasn't in the earthquake, but he was in a small voice, a whisper. That was him. God ain't finna do no hooping and hollering. God ain't got to do no cursing. Because you disobeyed him. Are you crazy? We have to understand the concept of light. And if what you do, if your sin is darkness, right? Or anybody's sin, darkness don't penetrate light. If it's just light, ain't no darkness, or it can't exist around it. Even your so-called darkness. So when we think of as wrathful, and it's impossible. In God there is no darkness. The wrath, jealousy is an attribute of darkness. Envy is an attribute of darkness. I not only do I will not worship or serve or bow to a jealous God. don't deal with jealousy. I don't deal with jealous energy. I know that this is an attribute of darkness. I don't deal with no jealous wrath and vengefulness. That's not my Father. But if we don't know the difference between, if we don't know the attributes of God, if we don't know the difference between good and evil, which is, but if we don't know the difference between good and evil, it say that the enemy is going to present himself as an angel of light. And then they say, well, what good is this? How this going to benefit me? How is knowing any of this going to benefit me in my day-to-day life? I bear witness to the truth. I began to work for my Father and my God. And when I did begin to work for him, all my needs have been met since I have. All of them. I don't want for nothing. Since I began to work for my Father, things get hard. I've been through some trial and tribulations. I've been through some time when I didn't have any money. Be prepared to not have any money. But you will have what you need, and the money will come through too. It's just the way that God blessed and the way that God paid is not the same as the way that man does. But if money is everything, what need do you have of God? What need you? If money is all that you need to take care of everything, and all you need to worry about in this life is the getting of money, what you need God for? What you praying for? What you going to church for? This time should be spent getting some more money. So there are more important things to life than the getting of dollars. And there is more important work to be done in this life than the work for dollars. We have a mission. All praise, we got to get this praise that they want to give to these idols that we worship and to these prophets that we worship. We got to get that praise and direct it back to our Father. That's what we have to do. And not seek none for ourselves. It's his. And respect the fact that it's his and give him what's his. And appreciate that he gave us what's ours. He gave us the entire universe, the entire reality to rule over. And spirits and angels to rule over as well. So give him what's here. We can't be greedy about the situation. But yeah, that hater in your life, they don't want you to have no credit for nothing you do. They gonna make sure they gonna run in front of you with the false narrative, and it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna bite on it. You gonna have people, man. Hey, man, it's people that's gonna hear stuff about you, and they're gonna come around you for confirmation of what they heard, to see what they not coming around you to know you. They coming around you to confirm or not if what they heard about you is true, and they come with this notion in their mind looking for any move you make or anything you say to fit it in that. You're going to get a lot of that. That's, as we continue to read, I'm going to come back through with some more revelation and show you some of the stuff that was done. But I need you to understand that the first thing that was done, imagine this, I need you to let that play out. It's some praise. It was some recognition. It was some credit that was due to you. You had put down a wonderful work. You put it all the way down. You did that. Right? And the one that was a witness to it right there, seeing you put it down, say, man, the one that was responsible for making sure when this work was presented, everybody got to indulge in to see it. He was supposed to be the one that's gonna be like, yeah, say, man, they fit, man, they say they loving it, baby. He wants you to, boy, say he didn't want. So it is over and over again. It plays out. The same thing that went down in the heavenly courts, it's playing down here over and over. You done put some work in. You got one that's around you, all up under you. Don't want you to have none of the credit for what you done put down. And he running around trying to get everybody he can to discredit you, to not believe you, to spread a false narrative about you, to turn them against you, and to be down with him. And instead of you, no, hell no, it ain't, no. You just like, they'll see. I ain't even from their seed. This dude ain't me. He ain't me, man. I ain't got to do no hooping and holler. I just got to just keep back. I set this thing up. It's gonna go my way. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I set it up. I don't gotta do no tripping. All I gotta do is keep back. It's gonna go my way. I don't care how much you hoop and holler. You know what I'm saying? He might get a few people to believe that nonsense. But man, when it's all said and done, even they gonna recognize, yeah, it was. But I just want to put it out there. Revelation chapter 8. Read it. This is after the seventh seal. I'm going to drop this on you too. The seals, when they get ready to be broken, he say the lion of the tribe of Judah prevailed. But what he saw was a lamb that had been slain. We're going to go there. It's going to get deep. But peace.